Artiste, femme, Muasi, Mubali. Asking questions, telling stories, working with one's hands, all of this is part of creating something, and that something is a soul. Each time we feed the soul, it is sure to grow. Clarissa Pinkola Estes, woman who run with wolves. Among the Bakongos, the notion of clan is fundamental and organizes society. The descendants are matrilineal, and the whole Congo people is grouped around 12 clans. In the Bakongo, the clan is a reunion of several families with the same ancestor. The clan plays a very important role because it is true is that the individual can identify himself with the rest of its members and find his place within the community. Also, the Bakongos have a pluralist conception of personality. For the Bakongos, being consists of 4 elements: the body, nintu; the blood, menga, that contains the soul, moyo; and the mfumukutu, a kind of double soul coming to give life to the human being, its perfect personality. The zina constitutes the complete being. Muasi representing the woman, and Mubali, the man. I am a zina, and thanks to my moyo, I have been building my personal and artistic life freely for almost 17 years now. My clan has defined me as a Muasi Mubali. I am therefore a woman man. I will regularly come back to this notion during this exchange. I'm going to tell you a double story, personal and artistic. I'm going to tell you my personal story, inseparable from my artistic production. I'm going to intervene in a free, non-academic way because I'm a creator in search of freedom. The whole of my work is plural. I produce forms that makes video, performance, live performance, photography, installation, and drawings. I circulate freely between these different mediums in search of producing the most accurate work according to the subject that I'm dealing with. I dream, I wonder, I read, I see, I meet, I search. This is often the way my work is created. I surround myself with living women, artists, family, friends. In life, I'm in search of the truth, mine maybe. I'm aware of my multiple and complex identity. I accept it by building my own roots. I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm an artist, I'm a Congolese, Bakongo, Muntandu, French, Parisian, Bourguignon, Nivernese, and now Saint-Sojourn. I've been absorbed all of these affiliations that reflect my changes of living places. I am on the move. I'm going through time. I gather the spaces. I want to leave my mark. I'm a worker. I'm a performer. I'm a researcher. I choose to set up my female body in motion to resist. I resist against injustice. I resist violence. I resist the unsaid. I'm resisting tricketed history. I resist omissions. I'm resisting to that I don't forget. I'm resisting to repair. I resist because I'm resilient. I wear resiliency. I was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Republika ya Congo Demokratiki in Congo. Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Congo in Swahili. Republiki ya Congo Demokratiki in Lingala. Ditunga ya Kungu wa Mngolata in Chiluba. I was born in a country where 4 national languages dominated, for 221 local languages and 250 ethnic groups. I learned to speak French because French remains the official language. I was born in the second largest country in Africa after Algeria. I was born in March 1977 for 4 days before the first Shaba War. My name is Malongo, Michèle Magema. Malongo is my paternal grandfather's first name. I have 3 male first names, Malongo, Misha, Michèle. I am Malongo, which means in Kintandu, 2 marriages. I've been married twice in my personal life. I speak double French and Congolese. I love this constant and present duality in myself. I am the granddaughter of Malongo Isaac Magema, active member of ABACO, friend of General Joseph Kasavubu, first president of Congo. I was born 17 years after independence. I was born in a period of political transition. On 30 June 1960, the independence of Belgian Congo was proclaimed. The first president of Congo is Joseph Kasavubu. His prime minister is Patrice Lumumba. 7 months later, Lumumba was assassinated. I was born 12 years after Mobutu Sese Seko's definitive seizure of power. He overthrew Joseph Kasavubu on 24-25 November 1965 and then ruled until 1997. I was born on 12 March in 1977 in Zaire. Is one of the largest dictatorships in Africa. I was born in Zaire, the kingdom of Mobutu. Interviewed in an article entitled Why Central Africa is Not Moving Forward, Joseph Tonda, a Gabonese anthropologist, speaks of Mobutu as follows. Mobutu, by creating Zaire, abolished time on a symbolic level. A river, a currency, and a country became Zaire. And the Zairean subjects whose apparent Mobutu transformed with a policy of closing the Abacost. He set himself up as the first living Africa god and he smeared himself with oil, awakened the fantasy of sovereign living in the illusions of immortality. I was 4 years old in 1981. Like a Congolese school children, I wore a blue and white uniform. I was subjected at a very young age. Joseph Tonda continues. We rediscover the power of the whole Congo kingdoms, where it was in the king's interest to keep their subjects alive, the latter saying in their chiefs a breath, a vital energy. This takes us back to the voluntary servitude of peoples of Central Africa in the cult of the chief. I remember the constant images of Mobutu appearing in the cloud on television. What an extraordinary editing. It was magical. It was like a god. I remember I used to sing at the flat salute in the kindergarten. It was mandatory. I sang the national anthem loud and clear. I sang loud and clear in front of the green, red, black, and a yellow flag at the close point. I wasn't aware then that I was living in spite of myself, my first performances, extraordinary politic staging in enlistment. I entered in the classroom like my little friends, and I have to quote the name of the Zairian president clearly. Mobutu Sese Seko Kukumbengu Wasabanga, the warrior who goes from victory to victory without anyone being able to stop him. I live in spite of myself, the staging propaganda of a great dictator, Mobutu. Dances and shows combining the masculine and the feminine were propaganda instruments dedicated to his cult. I was marked forever. I decided to record and transpose this episode of my life into art. In 2002, I made a video installation, Oye Oye. Oye Oye evokes the complex relationship between the dictator and the crowd. Oye Oye is a chanting call to the crowd in the presence of the leader. Mobutu Oye, the crowd responds, Oye. This crowd in Oye Oye becomes an entity, a single body that I incarnate, as Elias Canetti points out in Mass and Power. Canetti speaks of the mass instinct, the impulse that leads the individual to dissolve into the crowd, carried away by a new and collective sense of power. I set up a simple device composed of 3 elements, a flag, and 2 face-to-face monitors. The first monitor takes archive images, opposite images of my own tracketed body without head or leg, dressed in a blue and white dress. I recreate the dress I had at the nursery school in Selimbao, my childhood neighborhood in Kinshasa. I embodied the crowd in the front of the dictator. I became the crowd. I became this disjointed puppet in resistance. I fed the cloud god Mobutu, the dictator who, according to Canetti, exists only in that he survives in one field shot to more men than an entire generation. Mobutu was a bloodthirsty man. My body woman crowd, Muasi Mubali, made him a symbolic affront inscribed in art and diffused in the temples of contemporary art. I'm not getting out of this unscathed, embraced by the violent sides of my country's history. I'm reappropriating and sharing its past history to try to define my future in my other country. I'm a Congolese. I'm a French. I'm an artist. I create to interrogate. I create to try to understand. For several years now, I've been claiming for a politicized and critical art of the society in which I evolve. I have an approach, not frontal, but rather symbolic. I no longer speak of my art as being committed, but because from the moment I create, it seems to me that commitment is de facto. My body and my mind are at the service of creation. Thus, I use images with symbolic value, words, objects, but first of all, my body. I'm a living and moving body. For me, everything has to do with the body. Every perception or action begins with the awareness of one's own body. This is why performance has become a central practice in my artistic production. Thus, even the drawing is met with a performance character. In my actions, gestures, postures, wanderings, my body is exposed as a metaphor for the face-to-face that the human being has with the world. This face-to-face covers the field of the political and social, but also existential, even anthropological space. For me, performance is the most direct way to express oneself. There are not rehearsals. The action is immediate. Even if it's redone, it's never the same action. Like in the theater, and this aspect, immediate action, a single jet is integrated in my drawings. In my work, drawing is associated with personal archive photography. I come from Congo. Congo is a rich country. It has been brutally exploited as its population. So sad. I'm thinking of the extraction of rubber. The population of the Belgian Congo have between 1,880 and 1,880. It is referred to as a forgotten Holocaust. I want to talk about it in my art. I create Mémoire éveillée, an installation created in 2015, evokes by its title this painful passage in the Congo. I come from a country where the geopolitical context is constantly tense. I come from a country located in the heart of Africa. A country landlocked by 9 neighboring countries. I want to talk about this political and geographical tension. It has disastrous consequences for the population of Great Lake region. I create Under the Landscape, an installation composed of 81 EVA wood panels. On each panels are engraved one of the 9 borderlines of the countries bordering the Congo. I recompose the Congo, which has become abstract, through a game of multiplication, 9 to 9 equals 81. I'm just beginning to understand that my attraction of performances is directly linked to my personal and political history lived in my early childhood. I was born in the country where staging was constant and perpetual. The Congolese constantly put itself on stage in terms of dress, attitude, and exuberant outdoor life in the public space, sharing his problems in Uganda. That's probably why I like directing. I stage myself in art. I embody powerful women, heroines, who have marked their time and their contemporaries. I am the descendant of exceptional personalities from both the Mubali and Muasi sides. I have accepted this double paternal and maternal heritage, Muasi Mubali. I thank my paternal grandfather, Malongo Isaac, whose portrait is present here in the museum in this installation, Evolve. He leaves me his name as a legacy. I assume without complex a posture of female artists who takes word and action in this small circle of Congolese artists in which I evolve. This first name inks my masculine part in my moyo. It is like a protection all the time. Thanks to him, I understand my choices, my commitments, my posture, my struggles. I thank my grandmother, Anne, whom I chose as the subject of an installation, Mémoire éveillée. Anne Kilonga, so humble, is on permanent display at the Royal Museum of Central Africa in Belgium. I pay homage to my great-great-grandmother, aunt's grandmother, Kakama Sekuka, chief of our village. She's held palaver talks, celebrating weddings, went hunting. She was Muasi Mubali woman. Man, I feel Muasi Mubali. I'm here to ancient memories that makes me a Muasi Mubali. By accepting these invisible legacies, I move forward confidently in my art. I played Nzinga, Queen of Angola, to pay a double homage to the Queen, but also to Chief Kakama Sekuka. Step by step, I have built my performative work on the notion of incarnation with personal stories that are part of the great story. I understood that performance was the appropriate way to incarnate figures, past and forgotten, whose intervention and position allows us to place ourselves in the trajectory of time. I am a vector. I am a passer. I embody Olympe de Gouges, one of the first French feminists, who made the Universal Declaration of Women's Rights in the performance Mirza. I feel feminine. I use my body through performances as a transformable symbolic material, a malleable object. I assume my gendered feminine body. I accept to decolonize it when to serve performance and incarnation. It then becomes incarnated, transcended with a mystical part. I'm thinking of the Mino performance in 2017. I played Sedong Hongbe, a leader of the Amazons of Dahomey Kingdom, in abstract landscape dotted with objects evoking Africa and the West. I think performance can become a means of surviving an identity in the country of exile. If I assert my identity through the artistic act in the age of globalization, of standardization, then perhaps I can exist differently. I'm a Black and French Congolese woman. So I feel strong from this pointed singularity, and I transform it into an artistic act. Thus, we are all at the present in a model of a plurality and non-hierarchical affiliation that coexist in spite of the political pressure to choose between them. Unfortunately, in France, politics tends to define us and lock us into a community. I assume in my videos all of these feelings of plural belonging that are at work in the construction of my identity. I know that my gaze is constantly turned towards the Congo and my childhood memories. As in Congo landscape video, which traces the trajectory of my parents who know and traveling in Congo, I look for my way through the memories. I feel close to Anna Medianta. I think her performance reflects the uprooting she had suffering as an immigrant. She used the performance as a way of reconnecting with religious syncretism of Caribbean, a kind of return to her roots as she was exiled in the United States. She used blood and her body to symbolically highlight the violence that women suffer. I use symbol and metaphor, the juxtaposition of times. I mix past and present histories. I talk about violence against women in the video Derrière la mer. For me, the body is sacred and reveals itself as a temple capable of strength and resilience. All my performances integrate a process of transformation. For me, to perform is a diversion of the body, a body that is sometimes normalized and standardized by social codes. My body is black. It is present. It has curves. It changes over the years. It is a constant self-transformation which also takes place through the guises. In my work, the question relating to the masculine or feminine complement each other in the idea of a body that symbolizes the being facing the world around it. In my opinion, Muasi reveals itself because Mubali is present. Mubali reveals itself because Muasi is present. Muasi carries the living and gives life. Mubali sows and receives life. In the matrilineal system, there is no need to assert oneself as a feminist. The feminine finds its place. In my education, no task was designated for women and none for men. Everyone was able to do according to their age. For me, the masculine figure is that of my father and grandfather. The female figure is that of my mother and grandmother. I had no model to the subordination of the feminine to the masculine. The artistic world and French society strongly refer to those masculine-feminine issues. For a long time, I evolved alone as a Congolese woman, artistic, developing an international career among my male counterparts. I was sometimes excluded from certain exhibitions precisely because I did not enter particular networks governed by collector manufacturers of exotic artists. I've never had any feelings of inferiority in the art world. I took my place right away. I remember I was 24 years old. I was in the art school library. I was looking for female artistic references, Congolese women artists, but there weren't any. That day, I decided it was going to be me. Today, when I go to Kinshasa to show my work, I realize how far I've come and how open I've become to a young generation of rising artists. I've met young men and women who know me and who take my work as a reference. It's overwhelming me. It's gratifying because I feel a responsibility toward them, that of continuing to be demanding, honest, impertinent, and free in my heart. I don't produce hard to please and seduce. No. I question and question myself. Today, I don't make videos anymore, but I perform and draw. My interest is in the colonial period in Belgian Congo. I investigate, I exhume, I search, I discover archives, forgotten traces of a complex and painful history. I resist by performing artistic acts as long as I am alive and as long as I accept this symbolic relationship of life, dead, life, death. Of which Clarissa Pinkola Estes speaks very well in Woman Running with Wolves. I continue to explore the feminine, the masculine, the being through my body, spaces, time, history, memory. I hope to continue like this for a long time to come. Thank you very much.